Take a deep breath. What do you smell? Do you feel refreshed? Or is the air hard to breathe? If it's harder to take a deep breath, it may be because you're near a city or in the city. The air is polluted and harder to breathe sometimes. If it's easier to breathe, then you might be in the country where there are less extras in the air because there are more green plants to filter out the air pollutants and smog and greenhouse gases in the air. We are hurting our planet. We use too much and throw it away. Everything we throw away ends up in landfills and sometimes even in nature. We can change this though. There are many things you can do to reduce your waste and make a difference on Earth. First, let's look at what we have already done to our planet and what we are trying to prevent further damage to. The EPA states we throw away approximately 254 tons of trash a year, and that's in the US alone. As you can see from the chart, it's a huge amount of trash that we just toss away and never think twice about it. We produce so much in greenhouse gases, and landfills are the third largest producer of methane in the US. Our methane production is causing more damage than we think. The left is that of a regular coral reef growth. The right is one grown in acidic CO2 polluted water, because the ocean and the air exchange CO2, it's causing our oceans to become more acidic as well. The polar ice caps are melting, and we're also noticing a difference in weather patterns because of the warmer planet as well. And all of this is being caused by the methane production and other greenhouse gases. This graphic is an estimation of how long it takes different things to decompose in water. As you can see, the synthetics like plastics and other things that are man-made take a lot longer than things that are natural, like just a plain cotton shirt or wool or an apple core. This is a patch of garbage, and it's called the Pacific Ocean Garbage Patch. It's about twice the size of Texas, and this patch and other patches of garbage that are in the waterways are actually making a huge impact on wildlife. As you can see from these photos, animals are suffering because of our wasteful habits. Now that we've explored some of the things that we are harming on our planet, let's look at some of the things we can do to reduce our waste. The good news is, we can help our planet. There are many things we can do to reduce our waste, and they can be simple or they can be complex. First thing that comes to mind is to recycle things that can be recycled. Paper, glass, plastic, metal. Although not all plastics can be recycled the same way, and not all metals can be recycled the same way. So you need to find specialized places that can do things like that. The other thing that you can do is switch to reusable plastic bags. There are many different types. This example here is a type of plastic bag that is really, really small and compact, and it has its own little bag that it folds up into, so it can fit in your purse. There are other ones that are a little bit bigger, and they don't fold up as nicely, but they hold a lot more. Another thing you can do is you can switch to more concentrated laundry detergents and dish soaps. You use a lot less and you get the same amount of clean, and that helps our planet as well. Another thing that you can do is switch to reusable snack baggies and containers to put your snacks and your lunches and stuff like that in. It helps by making it easier for it helps by reducing the amount of plastic baggies and stuff that ends up in the landfills. You can also switch to, they're called unpaper towels and cloth napkins. They work really well and they come in really cute prints and stuff, so you can mix and match, or you can have a theme that matches your entire house. These things are really, really simple because you just toss them in the wash and you wash them with your regular laundry and you roll them back up and you use them again, or you fold them back up and you use them again. They do take a little bit more time than just, say, switching laundry detergent or switching dish soap. So they're a little bit more complex. Another thing you can do is you can prepare less and you'll actually waste less. If you don't prepare as much food, you don't have as much food to throw away and into a landfill or into your compost pile. You can also switch to reusable coffee filters and K-cups if you use a K-cup machine, or Keurig machine I should say. If you use a Keurig machine, the little pods are kind of expensive, and if you buy reusable ones you can just refill your coffee and you don't have to worry about that. Another thing you can do is you can switch to cloth diapers. This is a little bit more intensive than almost anything else I've mentioned. The picture actually is of my daughter and my own cloth diapers. This particular brand is called Smart Bottoms, but there are so many different brands it's hard to keep track. This is something that I do at home. It's actually better for my children, and it's also better for the environment, which is a plus. I enjoy it because they look so cute, and you can match outfits to them and other things like that. So, and probably the most extensive thing you can do is compost. Compost becomes a chemical-free fertilizer when it turns back into dirt. And what you do is you throw all your organic waste in there, like leaves and corn cobs and coffee and leftover food, and you just toss it all into a pile, and it's actually an enclosed container so that you don't get the smell, and usually you keep the container outside. And you keep it nice and dark, and as it decomposes, it turns into dirt, and it turns into a really, really nutrient-rich dirt, which is great for your plants, and it's also better for the environment because it's chemical-free. So, now that I've given you many ideas on how you can help our planet, you see that it can be easy and complicated. Small changes make big differences, and even bigger changes can help even more. Our impact on our planet has been ignored for far too long, and we are suffering the consequences with reduced air quality, endangered species, and polluted airways. So, what will you do? Ignore it and continue to live day by day, or make small changes in your daily routine that make a difference for future generations and on our home in the stars?